Hi everybody, my name's Lisa, and I was just moved to make a quick video, and I've actually been wanting to make a video like this for a while. I've mentioned in a couple of my videos that my twin passed away last year, and I was really hesitant to share that because just because so many people have different opinions on what the twin flame journey actually is. And what I will say to that is it's whatever feels right to you. I know that for me personally, I wasn't aware of the twin flame journey, and I found out about it by accident. I had met my twin before I knew anything about a twin flame journey. And I do know that when I met him, I had a moment of, well, let's just say I was like in a really low time in my life. I had just lost 5 close people to me, 4 of which I spoke to on a daily basis. And one was my dad, one was my sponsor, one was my grandmother, and 2 were friends. And they all died within 19 months of each other. And I was in a pretty low place. I am not the kind of person that is like a social butterfly and hangs out with a lot of people, and maybe I might know a lot of people, but I don't get close to very many people. And so as far as like, I hadn't been in a relationship in like a really long time, and I still haven't. And but I met him. And I know that when I first saw him, it felt as if the earth moved. Like, I'm not even joking. And I remember having to lean back and lean up against the counter because I seriously got unsteady. And I made a vow to like never make eye contact with him again. And as time went on, he started to pursue me, and meanwhile, like, I am extremely attracted to him. He was pretty much the man of my dreams, and that's a whole other video. But I always said no. I said no. I said no. I said no for like months. There was a huge age gap between the 2 of us, and like almost 20 years. And because I look much younger than I actually am, because I'm 46 now actually, but then I was 43 and he was 23, and just totally didn't think it was appropriate. And but after months and months and months of being chased by this gorgeous young man who was just, he was relentless, like every single day asking me out. And I finally said yes. And I remember the first time that I'm a strong woman, and I don't really like fall for guys. Like, I'm just not really like that. And it takes a lot, and I was like fully determined to like be cool around him when he came over, and he just started walking towards me, and I was like paralyzed, and I couldn't think, I couldn't move. I stopped dead in my tracks, and he just came, and I mean, he's like 6'2" and just gorgeous hunk of muscle, you know, and um, he just like grabbed me and gave me the most passionate kiss. It was just like something that you would see in the movies, you know. And that earth movement that I had felt the first time that I locked eyes with him was happening again, except it was like coming from inside. And when I understand it now, I didn't understand it then. Was he shook my soul awake. That's what was happening. And you know, I remember just trying to keep my cool and not act like he had shook me up as much as he had. But I was not walking straight, you know, like I was that, I mean, he really rocked me, you know. And so was the beginning of our thing, you know, and he wanted it to be a boyfriend and girlfriend thing, and I wasn't really into that. So by the end of our little rendezvous, he left hurt, you know, and we didn't talk for a couple of weeks, and then he started to get he got another girl. I mean, he was gorgeous. I'm sure he had millions of girls just throwing themselves at him. And you know, so, but we, you know, he did eventually contact me again. You know, it wasn't that much longer, a few more weeks, whatever, a couple more weeks after that, and we started our secret love affair that went on for a couple of years. And I never really expressed to him how I felt about him. But a long story short, you know, I mean, we all have these beautiful stories, you know, and you know, I do know that I was never the same after he kissed me, you know, and I wanted to be better. It was like I was so mad at myself for letting fear get the best of me that first night when he wanted me to be his girlfriend. I was so worried about what people were going to think. And I had met him through my job, so I was worried about getting fired. And I was a single mom with 2 kids, so. But I let fear get the best of me. And then, plus, I was older. And he was so young and gorgeous. And I just couldn't believe that he really had the kind of feelings that he was having towards me, you know? And so having been shut down, you know, emotionally for so long, I mean, after everybody died, I mean, it wasn't that much. It was probably just, I don't know, I met him like within that same year, you know, of the last person passing, you know. So but I started to get back into who I was. You know, I've been sober for a while. At the time when I met him, I had about 13 years, I think. Actually coming up on 17 years tomorrow. July 10th is my day. 17 years. Whoa. But he sparked me back to life. And so I start doing everything that I'm supposed to do, and I start to come out of my funk. And I realized that I really do want to be loved, you know, and I have no idea what I'm doing, you know. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. You know, I've never felt the way that I did for him. You know, I never felt that with any other man in my life. And I thought I had been in love before, you know? And so my whole point in like telling you this story is like, I want you to understand like doing these readings, it's so, I feel very passionately about it, because when I did find out about the twin flame journey, which was by accident, I had a friend call me one day and say, hey, Lisa, I'm going to send you a link. I want you to watch this tarot card reading and tell me if you think it sounds like her and her boyfriend. And I was like, they do tarot card readings on YouTube? And she's like, yeah, duh. So I watch it for her. And then, you know, I did the natural thing. I look at my, zodiac sign to watch my reading. And then, you know, you just start looking around and seeing all those other things. And I would always see twin flame journey. And then I was like, I'd always be like, what is the twin flame? Like, what the hell is that? You know? And I never thought to click on it. But then one day somebody put, what is the twin flame journey? And I watched it. And I believe it was from this woman named Tara Rose. And I watched this video, and everything she said was like, I mean, it was like she was telling my story with my twin, between my twin and I. And I was like, oh my God, like I was blown away. And so then, of course, you know, then I become obsessed, you know, like trying to find everything out about these twin flames and like what it means. And I start watching, you know, the weekly videos. And anyway, it helped me grow so much. And gradually I started to change, you know, just how I felt about myself, how I carried myself, what I was allowing, what I wasn't allowing in my life. My self-esteem started growing, you know. I mean, it wasn't so much about getting my twin back. It was about becoming the woman that, it was like I had this awareness, these readings, you know, the readers that I listen to, because that's what I'll also tell you is really follow your gut, your own intuition on what, if something doesn't resonate with you, or if somebody starts talking about something, you're like, I don't know, like, even if it's me, you know, just be like, you don't have to listen to it. Like, just because they're on YouTube doing cards doesn't mean that they know something more than you. You know more than anybody what's best for you. I mean, that's just the truth, you know? And that's what this journey has really brought me, my awareness of that I have the power, like the power is all in me. You know, I am like, I've always liked the saying, I am what I am. And I've said that since I was a kid watching Popeye. And now it means even more to me, you know, because I understand, like, I am like one with God. I am one with all of you, you know, we're all connected. And maybe like that doesn't make sense to some people, but this is why I feel so passionate about it. This is why, like, my journey, I was literally, you know, the day before my twin passed, he called me and he was like, I'm coming, babe. I finally told her, you know, I told her I love her and that I'm in love with somebody else and that I'm in love with you and I'm coming, whatever. And we had been planning this, you know, he just needed to get the nerve up because he kept going back and forth. It was one of those relationships, you know, we've all been in them, you know, are hard to let go of, you know. And so he was coming, you know, and this was going to be my first, we were going to be out in the open. I was going to introduce him to my kids, and he was going to be living here with me and my kids, and because he had been living with her, he was out of town at that very moment though, and he was going to be back August 11th or something like that, or 10th, somewhere around there. And I remember hanging up the phone, and then just like I had been waiting to tell my kids, so until I got like confirmation, and so I went inside and I told my kids, and then he was supposed to call me that night, but he didn't, and he played hockey, so I was like, figured he was just playing hockey, not a big deal. I didn't hear from him the next day, and I was a little like, it's strange, but still, I had worked past those issues of being like totally insecure and needing to talk to my man every 5 minutes. So I was like, still good, and then a whole bunch of other like very spiritual things happened, but that's going to make a much longer video. But the bottom line is that he passed away, and I think I was in shock for about 2 months, because I had been aware of the journey. I mean, and everything was like, I just can't even, it was so, this journey is so real. It's just, and that's what, when he passed, I just was like, what the fuck, God? Like, I didn't understand, and today I understand, I learned a lot from that relationship. I learned to be a better woman, and there was still a lot of codependency issues between the two of us, and I didn't really see it like that, because I had gotten to a place where I was living my life separate from him and going about my life, and I wasn't obsessing about like when he was coming, or I wasn't even angry at him being with her anymore or anything like that. It was, I had found this place. I had worked so hard on myself that I had gotten to a place where I wished her love too. I wanted her to find love. I wanted, if he wanted to stay with her, then that was going to be fine. Like I don't know. It was really devastating. And the only reason I can think that, I learned so much, and I know that like, it made me question this twin flame journey, and the reality of it. And I talked to some other twin flame teachers, and I heard everybody's version of what they said would happen, and honestly, none of it resonated with me. And I really struggled with that for a long time, because some people said he was going to come back as a walk-in, and so then I started obsessing, looking over like, what the hell is a walk-in? And that just didn't make any sense to me, and then other people said that and I don't know, some people just said that there was like a time limit, and I was really stressing myself out, and so then I just completely shut down. I blocked everybody and everything from the twin flame, and I just had to figure it out, like for myself. I had to find myself again, and I went through it, and I felt it, and I cried, and I got depressed, and I gained a lot of weight. I stopped working out, whatever. I'm working on changing that now, and so what I've feel, and through like the things that have just happened to me personally, I've just gone like so much deeper. Like he's with me. I feel him even more now than I ever did. And I feel like he's guiding me. He doesn't want me to stay in bed and cry. And, that's why I call it twin flame and soulmates, divine love. Because, sometimes these twins, our counterpart, like, we may not, like, I just had to accept that we weren't going to be together physically in this lifetime. And that was a hard pill to swallow, especially because I've done so much work and I continue to do so much work, And I've gotten my confirmation from my own guides that there is someone else coming, I will be loved, I deserve it. And I've earned it. And I still want it. And so maybe I'm not like a typical, reader of Twin Flame Journey, but I'm here to share because I've really experienced a lot and come through the other side, and still managed to smile and believe that what's meant for me will never miss me. And that's why I don't just do twin flame, soulmate, And I don't know, I just felt like I needed to tell you guys. I feel like I've been needing to say that for a while. And, I talk a lot about, like even on my Instagram, about following your heart. And that's what this journey's done for me, is bring me back to my heart so that I speak my truth and live my truth. Like, no matter what anybody thinks of it. And, my relationship with my twin, for us to get to a place where we were going to be out in the open, that all stemmed from following my heart, listening to my heart. Yeah, it's risky. Yeah, people sometimes looked at me like I was nuts. Sometimes they still do, but I'm still smiling, I don't feel like smothered and trapped anymore, because anyway, I can't not say this and speak this because this is my truth. This is who I am. And maybe for a while I was nervous, because I didn't want people to judge me or say, oh, I don't know, whatever they were going to say. But now I don't really care. It's my story. I have a lot to share, and all of our journeys are different. And I don't feel like there's any one person that knows 100%. And that's why I will continue to listen to my own heart and continue to encourage others to listen to their own heart as well. So, thanks for listening, and I hope you have an amazing day. and I'll see you soon. Bye.